Greetings all. Welcome back to the synopsis of the American markets. Here we're looking at the spiders, SPY. We use that to gauge the NYSE market. And remember I told you that this low would be key, and people bought in here, and that if it broke these two pivots here, that it shouldn't go very far, and it didn't, because of this multi-bar sell-off. So now it's pulling back up, and it's doing pretty sadly here. As you can see, it's beginning to attempt to use this 200 period moving average as a real resistance, which coincides. You must look to the left when you do this, and it does have some real congestion area here. I don't like the way this formed. It wasn't straight up. It backed up a little bit and even produced a tad bit of a sell signal, but not a sell signal at all from a business standpoint. And you still have the 20 and the 200 above this thing, so it'll probably be sideways from here for a little while. It's really not a pretty place to be. You see here it triggered a sell signal, and it didn't really sell off. It bought up right back into the thing. It's really a confused area of the American economy. It's just really, we don't know what's going on with the NYSE market. So, and this is on the weekly. This is a weekly chart. Let's drill down to the daily chart. Okay, here you have, remember I told you, you could get a little push from here all the way up to this maybe 200, which coincides with right around here with this real resistance. So you actually, looking at the daily chart, I'd say it's still a little bit positive for the NYSE market. It's just a little bit positive, and I mean, you're still carrying a lot of risk because on a weekly, it's a sell signal. On a daily, it looks like it bought up, and your stop was way down here if you bought in here or here. So, you wouldn't want to have a stop any too much lower than this, and definitely no lower than this. So we'll see what happens. Let's move on to the NASDAQ market, as the SPY is really, you can tell in my voice, I'm not happy about it. All right, let's switch back up to the weekly. And here you can see it broke out of this consolidation. It ran right over this 20 period moving average. And remember, I teach that, a 20 period, all lines mean nothing unless they're backed up by something else. And as you can look and see here, this 20 period moving average is backed up by nothing very serious. You look to the left, and there is nothing. This is a prime example of how moving averages don't always tell you what support and resistance is. So you look for a real support and resistance, and here is a real piece of resistance here. Prices ran up, and they couldn't get any higher than this. And now they're coming to the low. The low is what, 47.82. It got in that area, and then it started selling again. And it completely ignored this 20 period moving average. This is a lesson, and obviously it's a freebie, so go ahead, and that alone is worth a lot of money if you know what to do with it. It put in some real support here. We'll have to see what happens. It'll probably jiggle around a little bit and move sideways until it can come above this and then attempt to continue to move up. I don't know what to really think about it. Here you have, basically, it's an ascending pattern here. As you can see, it's kind of ascending. Let me get rid of this old stuff. And that's positive, if nothing else, for those of you that like to buy. Okay? So now you have a tad bit of support here, and you definitely have a support here. And 200 period moving is acting as support. So if it kind of moseys along for the next couple months and then breaks north of here, we could get another jet back up, and then perhaps the American economy will be going back up, which will probably coincide right with the, what do you call these things, the United States elections, right? And I guess if the Democrats get elected in, you know, a lot of the home prices and all of that, you know, they're going to have another housing bubble, but not even a bubble, more of a popping of the bubble. And you can get some action over here and perhaps retail, because everybody's going to be renting again. And I mean, this is going to be a whole change of politics and monetary policy. Okay, let's drill back down. So right now, I mean, you got a sell signal, but it's not really all that impressive. You got this humongous green bar here, which indicates that, you know, this could easily keep going up. That says that people are willing to buy here. So, you know, you can look forward to upness, but it's really nothing spectacular. On the daily we have here, remember I told you if it breaks out of this consolidation here, it could get all the way up here. It went up there. Not only did it go up there, it exceeded it some. And now you see this real resistance is being enacted here all over again. Surprise, surprise, right? And so it's backing up a little bit, and we really don't know what's going to happen, but so far it looks somewhat positive. You still have this whole shelf of support, so it may go down in here a little bit and then jet back up. That would be my thinking on it. If it can get through all this support, yeah, you might be in some real trouble downwards. But we don't know. So far, I mean, you have to go day by day in the now. And right now, it looks more positive than negative. Let me put it like that. And that's it, folks. That's a synopsis. So if you're a long-term trader, I mean, basically, you're working off of weekly charts. And, you know, if you really like to scalp, you would have gone long over this consolidation. And I mean, really, there's nothing to say. This is the greatest time period to be investing long in anything. And the SPYs on NYSE is definitely negative. I mean, look at that. That's a downtrending 20-period moving average, and it's doing all that it can to bend that 200-period moving average, and prices under both the 20 and the 200-period moving average, which, by the way, is extremely negative, and it hasn't even touched it. It had a boost and a buy up, and it didn't even touch the 200-period moving average. So, I mean, to say this has any possibility of positivity, it would not be logical. Anything can happen. Keep that in mind. Anything can happen. My saying is, anything is possible, but not all things are probable. So keep that in mind. All right, traders, you have a good weekend. If you need some membership, go ahead and contact me here at stopoutside at youtube.com. And look forward to helping you out. Have a good one.